Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual class of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic, and because of that we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean we are going to stop learning. So we are going to do many lessons which are very interesting from your textbook through the virtual class here. So let us do a lesson in English today. So children, the next lesson that we will be doing in English is actually a lesson in Scholarship English for Standard 8th. And the topic that we are going to do today is the next topic in your vocabulary part, that is antonyms 1.3. So it is lesson number 1.3 from your scholarship portion, antonyms. Now children, if you remember, we have already done 2 lessons here in scholarship. And the first one which we did was synonyms. Okay, so the antonyms is a concept which is exactly the opposite of the concept of synonyms. Okay, so antonyms and synonyms are opposite contexts. So now when we talked about synonyms, we said that words which have the same or the similar meanings are called as synonyms. So what about antonyms, children? Antonyms means words which have opposite meanings. Okay, so once you have understood the concept of synonyms well, you will be able to understand the concept of antonyms also very easily. Now we will look at certain antonyms. We will study the way in which these antonyms are made and how certain antonyms are different from the others. Okay, and then we will also try and see the various questions or the patterns of questions which can be asked based on antonyms. And let me tell you, each time we have 3 or 4 question patterns, but in this particular lesson we have 8 question patterns. So we will be doing a lot of practice as far as questions are concerned. So once again, what are antonyms? Words that have opposite meanings are called antonyms. So here you can see a fast car, a slow tortoise, a small ant and a big elephant. So these are opposite concepts. Antonyms means opposites. Now we will look at some examples. So the antonym of negative is positive, or vice versa you can say. You can also say the antonym of positive is negative. Happy is sad, below is above. So these are all concepts which we know of, children. We have been doing similar words, we have been doing opposite words from a very early class. Alright, then let us now look at something else that is a new concept. But before that, we will also look at some more, you can say, examples of synonyms and antonyms or antonyms. So you have doctor, patient, lend, borrow, predator, prey. So doctor is a person who treats and the patient is a person who needs treatment. Lending means to give and borrowing means to take. Predator means the crocodile. See here in the picture. Predator is the thing which will eat the prey. So one is the thing which will eat and the other is the food. So predator and prey. Let us look at a few more examples. So see, you have secure, unsafe, valued, useless, and included, outcast. So these are all words which are antonyms of each other. Moving on, let us see some concepts here. So like I told you, we are going to look at the various ways in which these antonyms are made, or formation of words, formation of antonyms in various different ways. So there are some words which have completely different words as antonyms. Okay, so there is a word, just like when we talked about adjectives, when we talked about adverbs, especially when we talked about adjectives, there are some which are totally different from the original word. Alright, so in the same way, some antonyms, they are totally different from the word which is given to you originally. Alright, let us see some examples. So see, sharp, the antonym is blunt. Just like we have good and bad. Okay, So good is better and best. When we talked about degrees of comparison, we learned good is better, best. So these are two different words. In the same way, look here in the antonyms also. Sharp is blunt. So you have a sharp object and you have an object which is blunt. Then you have brave, timid, two very different words. And then you have tall, short. So the antonym is totally different from the original word. These kind of words, children, they are called as pure antonyms. So these kind of pair of antonyms are called as pure antonyms. Pure, P-U-R-E, pure antonyms. Okay. Let us look at some other words now, or some other antonyms. However, many antonyms are derived by adding prefixes such as in, un, im, etc. So to form certain antonyms, you have to add certain prefixes. That means the original word doesn't change. The base word doesn't change. Only you add certain prefixes to it. For example, ability, the opposite of ability or the antonym of ability is inability. So see, you have not touched upon the word ability. You have just added into it. Similarly, let's look at some more examples. So you have moral, immoral. See, M-O-R-A-L is moral. You have just added the I-M to make it immoral. Then you have appear, disappear. Okay? And then you have bind, unbind. So what have you done? You have made use of these prefixes in, im, dis, un in order to make the antonyms. Alright? So this is also one way of making antonyms. One is pure antonyms where the total word changes in the antonym form, and the other is when you add prefixes. Okay? So let us look at some examples now of pure antonyms. So you have horizontal, vertical, host, guest, hot, cold, huge, tiny, human, animal, humane, cruel, humid, dry, hungry, thirsty, husband, wife, in front of, back, or you can also say behind. So these are examples of pure antonyms. So you can see horizontal, we do not say dishorizontal, we do not say unhorizontal, we do not say inhorizontal, we directly say vertical. Okay, so you will find many more such example of pure antonyms in the dictionary. You will find it on the internet. So you can please go and do a lot of practice, do a lot of reading. Remember, like I always tell you, the dictionary is your best friend if you want to learn vocabulary or if you want to improve your vocabulary. So these are some example of pure antonyms. Let us take a look at antonyms starting with certain prefixes now. So antonyms with prefix in. So let's take a look at some antonyms with the prefix in. So see, you have animate, inanimate. Opposite. Animate means something which is alive, which has got life in it. Okay, and inanimate means no life. Then you have attentive, inattentive, definite, indefinite, divisible, indivisible, essential, inessential, expert, inexpert, justice, injustice. So these are all antonyms with prefix in. Now children, there is always a limitation to the number of examples I can show you in this limited period of time that we have. So what will you do? Like I just said, you will use the dictionary, you will use the internet in order to expand your knowledge. Okay, let us take a look at some more antonyms but with a different prefix. So this time it is the prefix im. So let's see, we have balance, imbalance, mature, immature, measurable, immeasurable, mobile, immobile, moral, immoral, movable, immovable, patient, impatient. So these are some antonyms with prefix im. Moving on, let us look at some antonyms with the prefix dis. So you have agree, disagree, allow, disallow, appear, disappear, comfort, discomfort, honest, dishonest, honor, dishonor, like, dislike, obey, disobey. Now children, there are certain, you can say, good points as well as bad points in this format of teaching. But one good point is you can pause the video at any given point of time and you can read and reread it again. So you can learn at your own speed. Okay, so these were some prefixes, some antonyms with the prefix dis. Let us take a look at a few more examples of antonyms with the prefix un. Alright, yes, so think which could be the words. Yes, so you have attended, unattended, okay, authorized, unauthorized, available, unavailable. Then you have avoidable, unavoidable, conscious, unconscious, foreseen, unforeseen, forgivable, unforgivable. Okay, so we saw many examples here of antonyms with various prefixes. Now let us take a look at the kind of questions or patterns of questions asked. Now remember, there are many more prefixes which we can use. Okay, we can use prefixes like MIS miss, IR ir, IL ill. We can also use prefixes like AB ab, IG ig, EXTRA extra, NON non. So there are so many different prefixes that we can use, but like I said, time is limited, so we have to somewhere put a stop to the number of examples that we are seeing. Now of course, when we see the questions, we are going to look at many more examples too. So like I told you, we have 8 patterns of questions which could be asked. So the questions which they ask based on antonyms could be worded in 8 different ways. So come on, let's take a look at them. So pattern number 1 would be find the word which is the antonym of the given word. So simple. The word is given, you have to find out the antonym. 2 could be choose the correct antonym of the underlined word to fill in the blank. So in a sentence, one word will be underlined and there will be another word which is, you have to find out, there will be a blank. So you have to find out the antonym of the underlined word and fill it in the blank. Okay, then you have choose the pair of words that are antonyms. Simple again, but here instead of choosing one word which is an antonym, you have to choose pairs of words which are antonyms. Choose the pair of words that are not antonyms. So see, opposite of the previous question. So you will get 4 pairs of words. You have to choose the word which is you have to choose the pair which are antonyms. In the next kind of question, you will have 4 pairs of words and you have to choose the words which are not antonyms, that is, which are synonyms. In other words, find the pair of opposite words from the jumbled word. So there will be a jumbled word given to you which will have 2 words within that particular jumbled word. And these 2 words will be opposites of each other. So you have to figure out. Okay. Then you have which 2 words from the ones given do not take a prefix to make opposites. So you have to select, you have to find out pure antonyms here. You have to find out words that do not take a prefix to make opposites. Pure antonyms. Okay. Then second last, you have which prefix will you use to form the opposite of the given word. Okay, so finding out the opposite of the word, you have to find out the prefix which will be used. And finally, you have choose the one prefix that will form the antonyms of all the given words. So you will have 4 words given to you and a selection of prefixes. You have to find out one prefix that will be common to all the 4 given words. Now, when I explain the question like this to you, it might sound a little difficult. When we see the examples, the idea will become very, very simple. So, are you ready? We are going to go through a quick journey of questions and answers now. Let us start with pattern 1. Find the word which is the correct antonym of the given word. So, which is the given word? It is hostile. Okay, so now what is the meaning of hostile? You have to understand first. Hostile means someone who is not very approachable. Okay, someone who's not very friendly. Alright, so once you understood the meaning of hostile, you can find out what is the opposite word. So the opposite word of hostile, is it unfriendly? Is it aggressive? Is it friendly? Or is it inhospitable? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is the opposite word or antonym of hostile? Yes, it is friendly, because hostile means unfriendly. Okay, so this is one example. Now since we have a lot of patterns to do, children, we will try to do 3 examples from each pattern. Go to example 2. So you have preserve. Find the word which is the correct antonym of the word preserve. So what are the options? So you have conserve, you have dear, you have destroy, and you have destruct. So you are supposed to find out which is the antonym of the word preserve. So you have your 4 options here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And the correct one, the antonym for preserve, is option number 3, destroy. So when you preserve something, means you take care of it. And the opposite of preserve is to destroy something. Let's move on. Let us talk about the next and last example in this pattern. So you have ignorant. So which is the correct option or answer for ignorant? See, is it foolish? Is it dull? Is it normal? Or is it knowledgeable? So now what is the meaning of ignorant? Someone who doesn't know much, okay, is an ignorant person. So which will be the opposite of ignorant? Yes, it will be answer number 4, knowledgeable. Alright, so children, this was pattern 1 for you. So let us start with pattern 2, where we will be choosing the correct antonym of the underlined word to fill in the blanks. That means you will have a sentence, you will have a word which is underlined, you will have a blank, you will have to select one of these words which will fit into the blank. But remember, the word which will fit into the blank should be the antonym of the one which is underlined. Okay, so in a way, what are you doing? You're trying to find out the antonym of the underlined word. So let's see what the sentence here is. If you accept this offer, you will have to dash that one. So you will have to expect that one, you will have to reject that one, you will have to unaccept that one, or you will have to eject that one. So what is the answer? Yes, the opposite or the antonym of accept is option number 2, reject. Okay, so this is the first question in pattern 2. Let's go to the next example. The product appeared spurious, though the makers claimed it was dash. So what do you think the meaning of spurious could be? Let's see whether you are able to figure this out. Let's check out the examples or the options. So you have misleading, unspurious, fake and genuine. So what is the answer? It is answer number 4, genuine. So a spurious product means a fake product. So the product appeared that it is fake, but the makers were claiming that no, it is genuine. Now children, whenever we do these kind of questions, what will you do? Yes, correct. You will pause the video after seeing the question and find out the answer yourself. Very good. Okay, let's move on. Let's do the next example here. If we have your compliance, the dash of others will not matter. So here, if we have your compliance, then the dash of others will not matter. So what is the opposite of the word compliance? We have to find out here. So is it refusal of others will not matter, complexity, remnants, or surety? Which is it? It is refusal. So compliance means what? When you agree with someone, it is compliance. When you refuse to agree with someone, it is refusal. Okay children? So this was pattern 2. Choose the correct antonym of the underlined word to fill in the blank. Let us move on and go to pattern 3. So choose the pair of words which are antonyms. Simple. So you have to pick out the pair of words which are antonyms. Let's see what are the words. So you have wind, breeze, you have less, adequate, you have yield, withhold, and more, sufficient. So let's see. It is it 1, 2, 3 or 4? It is 3. Yield and withhold. Okay, let's see the next question. I will not be discussing too much about this because these are just words, children, and you have to know the meanings in order to know the antonyms. Alright, and how will you know the meanings? I will not tell you the meaning of each word that you see here. You should know the meanings. You should take the dictionary and sit. So that will be your self-study. Next example, choose the pair of words which are antonyms. Again, excitement, anger, praise, condemn, serene, quiet, frequently, continuously. Excitement, anger means something which makes you excited. Okay, it could be happy also, it could be bad also, but excitement and anger, yes, it looks like they have the same kind of meaning. What about the others? Study them. So which are the antonyms? Praise and condemn are the antonyms. You praise someone means you talk good about a person, and when you condemn someone means you criticize that person. Okay, next example, example 9, the last one in this pattern. Choose the pair of words which are antonyms. Complicated, compound, lose, loss, foolish, stupid, ferocious, mild. Yes. So which do you think are antonyms? It is the last option, ferocious and mild. So a lion is ferocious and the nature of a deer or a rabbit is mild. Okay children, so this was pattern 3. Moving on to pattern 4. Now here you have to do the opposite of what you did in the previous exercise. So you choose the pair of words which are not antonyms. Okay, so you in fact choose a pair of words which are synonyms. Let's see. Economical, extravagant, extravagant, costly, cheap, expensive, wild, tame. Out of these 4 pairs, one of them are not antonyms, that is, one of them are synonyms. Which are they? Example 2, extravagant and costly. Okay, extravagant means something which has got too much of a cost, over the top it goes as far as cost is concerned. Example 11, choose the pair of words which are not antonyms. Capable, able, superior, inferior, virtue, wise, wide, narrow. Very simple, isn't it? It is capable, able. Next, let's see. Choose the pair of words which are not antonyms again. This is the last example in this pattern. You have sharp, blunt, uniform, variable, strange, familiar, and joy, delight. Again, very simple, isn't it? Yes, it is answer number 4. Joy and delight has got something to do with happiness. Okay? Coming to the next pattern, pattern 5. Find the pair of opposite words from the jumbled letters. Now see, a jumbled letter will be given to you. This is a jumbled letter. CWPAREAE doesn't make any sense, isn't it? But then, when you put it in order, when I show you the pairs which I have made with this, then you might be able to find some kind of sense in it. Let's see. So you have WARP warp and EASE ease. Then you have pace and wear. You have price and cape. And you have peace and war. Is it easy or is it difficult? I know it's very easy. So which is the answer? Answer number 4. Peace and war. Okay? Next example here. Same question. Find the pair of opposite words from the jumbled letters. IPOCHROR. So what could be the pair of opposite words? So when you just look at the words, you will be able to find out which the answer is. Chip and root, there are no words. Chop and repo, I don't know about it. Herp and coir also, unknown words. So which is the obvious answer? It is rich and poor. Okay, let us go to the last example in this pattern. So you have IELDTWAM. Oh my god, what is that? IELDTWAM. The question looks difficult, but when you see the answers, then you will know it is very easy. So yield and wait, weld and tiam, wild and tame, mate and wild. Yes, which is the answer? It is wild and tame. So that was pattern 5 for you children. Let's move on to pattern 6. Which two words from the given ones do not take a prefix to make their opposites? Do not take a prefix. So you have to find out two words which will make pure antonyms. They do not take a prefix. Okay? So see, the concept is simple. The way the questions are given in a twisted manner, that is difficult. So what is your job? Your job is to read the question a number of times to understand what answer they want. Okay? So here you're supposed to look at two words which do not take a prefix. So let us look at the various words given. Now you have to select two answers here. Okay? They're asking for two answers. So freedom, belief, blunt, pure. So freedom. Opposite is bondage, belief, disbelief, blunt, sharp, pure, impure. So see, two of them take a prefix to make opposites, but two of them don't. So which are the two which don't? It is the first one, freedom, and the third one, blunt. Okay? Next example here. Haste, happy, neglect, insufficient. Sorry. So let's see which are the answers. It is haste and it is neglect. Why? Because happy is unhappy, sufficient is insufficient. Whereas haste means doing something in a hurry. Haste is relaxed and neglect is attend. Okay? So that is why the second one and the fourth one do not take a prefix to make their opposite. The first one and the third one. Let's see the last example in this pattern. So you have please, own, confess, refuse. So which are the answers? It is the third one, confess, and the fourth one, refuse. Okay? So confess. When you confess to something means you admit to something. You either confess or you refuse. And when you refuse, what is the opposite? Admit or confess. Okay? So which ones take prefixes? Please takes a prefix, displease. Own takes a prefix, disown. So what are the answers? It is 3 and 4. Because here in the question, They are asking you to find out the words that do not take prefix. Okay? Coming to the second last pattern. Which prefix will you use to form opposite of the given word? So you have to only select the prefix now. So let us see the word. The word is decided. So will you add un, will you add in, will you add im, or will you add ill? So will it be undecided, indecided, im-decided, or ill-decided? Yes. What will it be? It will be undecided. So answer is answer number 1. Next question, question number 20. Normal. What will you add to normal to make it the opposite word? Will it be unnormal, ignormal, abnormal, disnormal? Yes, correct. It will be abnormal. The last example in this. So you have the word behave. So will it be unbehave, inbehave, non-behave, or misbehave? What will it be? It will be misbehave. So children, we have done 7 patterns of questions now. Coming to the last pattern, pattern 8, and the last set of examples. Choose the prefix which will form antonyms of all the given words. So here you have to find out a common prefix which will work to form antonyms of all the words. So which are all the words in this example? Let's see. Breakable, believable, defendable, avoidable. So which is the prefix which will fit for all of them? So will it be unbreakable, unbelievable, undefendable, unavoidable, or in, or non, or miss? Yes, it will be un. So we have unbreakable, unbelievable, undefendable, unavoidable. Coming to the next example. Again the same question. Choose the prefix which will form antonyms of all the given words. So you have guide, lead, judge, and spell. So let's see which will make the right answers. So is it 1 un, is it 2 in, is it 3 non, or is it 4 miss? It is the fourth one again. So you have misguide, you have mislead, you have misjudge, and you have misspell. Okay? And coming to the last example in this long lesson that we had. Respect, grace, obey, appear. What are the options? Un, dis, non, miss again. So which is the correct answer? It is answer number 2. So you have disrespect, disgrace, disobey, and disappear as the antonyms. Okay children, so the concept was simple, but see, the lesson was so long. Alright, we talked about antonyms, we saw the meaning of antonyms, we saw the different ways in which antonyms are made, and we saw 8 different kind of paper patterns along with examples of each pattern which could be asked in your exam. Now after you finish watching the video also children, there are a few tasks which I will tell you to do. So let me tell you what the tasks are. So children, now you have watched the video. So after you watch the video now, you will have to complete a few simple tasks. Now you might have watched the video on your computers or your laptops or your mobile phones. Now after you watch the video, what will you do? You will please go to the description box which is given below the video. So what is the description box? See, the description box looks like this. Alright, and after you go to the description box, you will see that there are a few questions there. Now what are these questions about? These questions are about the lesson that we just learned or the video that you just watched. So what will you do? You will think back properly about the lesson and you will try and answer these questions and note down the answers in your notebook if you want. Okay? After that, we have another task waiting. You will also click on the link which you will find in the description box to fill up the Google form. So now what is the Google form, children? It is nothing but a simple form. There are a few simple questions there about the video which you just saw and also about yourself. So these are the tasks now that you will have to complete after you watch each video. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.